Hello everybody and welcome to another Tech Minute video. My name is Tom from 6 Foot Networks. Thank you for joining me in the office today. I wanted to talk briefly about password complexities and why using passwords such as password 123 or the last name of your cat, if that's a thing, is a bad idea. So there is the misconception that the first misconception that I'm going to address is the fact that people don't feel like they're going to be victims or that they're able to be victims with regards to password hacks or any other form of hack. They feel like there's some kind of an immunity because they're not big businesses or they're not, somebody who conducts massive transactions financially or otherwise. These are just examples, but anybody is a victim. If you have a social media profile, if you have an online banking profile, if you have any online presence, any digital fingerprint anywhere, you can be a victim. And in more than one cases, you may have already been a victim and you don't know about it yet. So this video, I want to talk real quick about complexities of passwords and kind of explain why it's important, first of all, and why certain passwords are better than others. So I typically use online password generators, and if you just type password generator into Google or what have you, you'll get a ton of different flavors of password generators. Here's one. I'm just going to set the camera in front of the computer so you can see it. Here's one that'll essentially give you a breakdown of how many characters do you want in your password. This will go up to a lot. This list is going. So you got, up to 2048. And most systems don't need that much, but you also don't need to go that crazy either. So you can see here that up to 15 is considered weak. Okay. Anything from 16 characters on is considered strong, and like you saw down here on the bottom, anything past I think 512 or 256 is just unbelievable. Actually, you can't even see that, so here I'm going to tilt you forward a little bit. So you can see that down here, unbelievable. But yeah, most people don't need that. So I typically start out at 16 characters. You can see that here. And it gives you options, symbols, numbers, lowercase characters, uppercase characters. You can choose to exclude similar characters, which is typically a good idea because you don't want like two L's side by side or consecutive numbers being identical one after the other. If you want to eliminate some craziness, you can choose to exclude ambiguous characters. I typically don't because, well, it's a character. And then generate on your device. If you check this box, that means this password generator will only generate it on this site and it won't send it across the internet. And then of course auto select, save my preferences. But see, here's the thing. If you generate a password with say 8 characters and you include all this stuff, generate password. So here it shows you the password down here. I know it's a little bit down to the bottom of the screen, but it's there. Now you could copy and paste this. But here's the reason, and also it tells you how to remember your password, like coffee, carrot, Visa, 9, Xbox, rope, drip, park. It essentially creates a word for every character that's there. I'm going to tilt this camera down a little bit so you guys can see a little bit more. Okay. And then essentially you can copy it, paste it into your program, and off you go. But see, here's the reason why strong doesn't start until 16 characters. Now if you pick 16 and you hit generate password, you can see that it's quite a bit more complex and a little bit harder to remember, even if you use this method of attaching a word to every character that you get. And here's why. So this chart here, I just Googled it. This is off of, I think this is a terahash estimated password recovery time using the terahash hash stack, which is an insane GPU cluster. And I say insane because it's ultra powerful and it is used essentially to break the password hashes. Now here you can kind of see that all these different kinds of passwords, you know, if the length is 4, 5, 6, 7, down here on the bottom you can see the headers, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so on. Instant. Here it'll take a minute, you know, 2 minutes, 10 minutes, 36 minutes, whatever. You can see that the darker the red, this is like millions. I think MIL stands for millions, or millennia. It might be millennia, but like 963 years. Yeah, so that's millennia. So 1 millennia, you know, and so on. And here you have like millions of millennia to crack a Bitcoin/Litecoin wallet with a 13 character length. So what does this mean? That means that if you use passwords that are shorter than 15, 16 characters, and they don't include special characters, or they don't have any, you know, uppercase, lowercase, numbers, what have you in them, you're essentially, you know, creating a situation where you might get hacked at some point. So if you have something that's like 6, 7, 8 characters, you know, expect that to be broken within, according to this, within 6 days. It just depends on, you know, what kind of characters you have in it. If you use just straight letters, it'll probably take less than 5 minutes to break that. But if you double that, it would take 7,871 millennia. So now these are estimates, obviously, but it is true. The more complex your password is, the easier it is, well, the safer it is, the less likely it is to be broken into. So, you know, it's harder to remember, I know, but this is the state of the world. And, you know, you can use password managers. And here's how those password managers help. And I did do a Tech Minute on password managers previously, so scroll through the Tech Minute playlist and you'll find it. The built-in one in macOS, the Keychain, fantastic for storing complex passwords. Now, the Keychain will do a good enough job to where it'll generate a complex password. It'll be 3 groups of, I think, 5 or 6 characters with dashes in between that, you know, meet a certain criteria that Apple created for that password generator. However, you're not limited to that. You can go back to, you know, this password generator here, and then all you have to do is just copy this, paste it into wherever you need to use it, and then essentially from there save it into your Keychain. You know, Safari will ask you, hey, this is a new password, do you want to save it? Yes, because it's ridiculous. It's 20 characters of garbage that you'll never remember. And always remember, along with passwords, please enable 2-factor authentication. That way, if you're using a cell phone or an app like Authy, or even the RSA Secure ID app, or Google Authenticator, there's a whole bunch of others. You'll be able to have like a token generated that's random for 30 seconds that you can get in, and then it'll change every 30 seconds or so. So I know this is a lot. It's complex. This is kind of the way of the world. And if you have stuff that needs to be kept hidden from prying eyes, and there's a chance that you might lose your laptop or your phone or whatever, there's tools everywhere that allow you to do this. Most of them are free. Some of them you pay for. I know LastPass you pay for, which is a password manager. That's for Windows and Mac. You can install it as a browser extension and it works just fine. Keychain works on macOS. However, if you are in a mixed environment, you may want to consider something like LastPass. And after all, any money you put into this is essentially an investment into your internet security, and it will help you keep your data safe and less likely being stolen or pried into by hackers. So even if your data does get lost, it's encrypted, and it would take them, you know, potentially millennia to get to it. So hope that helps. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you really like this video, then consider subscribing to our channel. It really does help us grow and allow us to create more content like this for you. In the meantime, good luck and thank you for watching.